bat, we have to actually so we can cut it in. Just so we can cut it in on a Friday. I'm so glad that people just keep watching. Hi, I'm Bank60s. This is Alternate History Gaming with mics that work. I love to get that one out of the way at the very beginning. And I'm so glad that I'm not on like a really, really tight schedule here. So we were talking about Growl coming back in, and well, hey, he's here now. Hey, man.
What?
So, what's up? What's up, bro? We're playing Scourge of War once again tonight, guys. It's multiplayer. It's 2 Grognards against the world. But we'll switch sides. We'll switch it up just a little bit tonight. We've got another Sandbox gameplay between. I think we're gonna keep it PvE. Last time Grau and I got together on the same side and had a chance to coordinate against a savvy AI. It was a fun battle, let me tell you. Now, there are a number of different things I want to improve upon in our little playthrough tonight. There are a couple of things I want to talk about more in detail with our man Grau here as well. Specifically, the worst kept secret in Scourge of War gaming that I, admittedly, I wasn't quite in on until just recently. If I'd known it before, I'd certainly forgotten about it. And that is one key way all of you modern Scourge of War fans, those who have bought into Scourge of War Remastered, can make your AI perform at a much higher level. Growl, I know we're both pretty excited to get into this tonight because this is going to be a big tip for players everywhere. Is it not, sir? Is it not? I mean, I think this is going to be like, if I were to call it the holy grail of Scourge of War Remastered, like, would that be right? Or that might be much. I don't know. What say you?
Well, I mean, it's definitely not common knowledge.
Yeah, I think that's true. I don't think that everybody knows about it. I think a generation of Scourge players that should include me, who played the Take Command series of games, would actually be familiar with what we're about to show everybody here this evening. I guess the first thing, and look, man, we're gonna wind this out just a little bit here, guys. We're gonna warm folks up. Let's go ahead and let's gather together in the chat. So we've got a lot of folks who are in here watching this live as we're talking about it. The idea here being that there is a way to actually make the AI perform a little bit more like an actual general would perform in a battle. And it has to do with a not so complex kind of function within the game itself. And I guess I would just ask for you, Grau, to help us introduce us to what it is in the game that we're dinking with and we're changing. We talked about it in the last stream, but I wanted to give us another chance to just kind of flesh this out again. We've got a little bit of old battle footage from our last stream up behind us. This has been a big hit. This turned into an excellent battle, and you can watch right in front of you the way the AI behaves when you make this kind of change. But again, Grau, talk again, since you've got the technical side of this down a lot better than me. Talk about what it is that we're addressing first. And what it specifically is that we are going in and tweaking with. Talk about that.
Yeah, so basically the way it works is that where the AI gets its, I guess you could say, quote unquote, understanding of the world that it's in during the game, it doesn't like they call it cycles. So basically what it is, you have every some number of cycles per second or whatever it ends up being, right? I think it's per second, I think. And it does.
And that was one thing you'd mentioned in the last stream. I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
We don't know what the time span is. Can we say that? We don't know if it's per second. We don't know if it's per minute. Do we know?
I mean, I figure it would have to be every couple of seconds. I don't think it would be a minute, but it'd be every couple of seconds.
Okay.
And Basically, what it is that our little modification in the I is that we increase the number of cycles per that time period, and it makes the AI more aware, you could say, because it's got more up-to-date information about what's going on around it and its units, which makes it more responsive. It isn't so much that we're improving the AI itself as much as we're taking away its disadvantage of that time period being fewer cycles. So we're basically giving it,
that's a key part I think that's important to highlight, is about how it's not that we're going to make the AI a better strategist per se in terms of moving to contact, but when you get into contact, I feel like that is where you're going to see the improvements when we do what we're doing here, yeah?
Yep. Yeah, basically, I mean, it's still the same AI, but the reason why it seems like it gets better is because it's not like aware of what's going on, which is why sometimes infantry units will like sit there for a second when they're getting shot on the flank or something and nothing's on their front, and then all of a sudden they turn. It's because the AI was waiting on the cycles again for that unit to even understand that there's a unit on its flank before it turns to face it. So we're basically increasing the number of cycles to give it real-time information and take away that handicap to make it capable again, rather than making it slow to react, slow to quote-unquote make decisions, so on and so forth. So the AI itself for the game is actually pretty good. Like the AI for itself for the game it's actually pretty decent.
It's just that the strategic, I swear to God, you were one person who kind of lauded, I swear you kind of lauded the strategic AI in Remastered. I might have heard you wrong.
No, one time I did.
And I'm talking about the macro AI, not so much the micro reactive AI. Now, that is kind of notwithstanding, and that's on the side. But that's just to your point about how you said that the AI in the game, the remastered game, is like on the whole in the vanilla is like solid, so to speak.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah, it's actually pretty decent.
Okay.
Yeah, when you really get down to it, the reason why it seemed like it sucked was because it had that little delay between when it would receive its information.
And I think that's so. I'll kind of take on the mantle of man in the broadcast here, who kind of reveals the idea about how the deal here is that at one time the player could easily, within the game and within the I think the options menu of the game, again, I referred to it before, back in the take command days, could get in the game and fiddle with this, right? You remember that? Yeah,
there was in Take Command 2, there was an option in the options menus where you could increase a number of cycles, and it had 3 options: minimum, normal, and maximum.
For this specific thing.
Yeah, and of course the Scourge of War engine is derived from the Take Command engine. So basically what it was is that in Take Command, and if you look at the manual for Take Command 2 and you go for the cycles, because it has a little thing in there in the manual for the options menu about the number of cycles, it says it even talks about the AI being, more or less capable based on the number of cycles you give it.
Now,
so that existed back in the Take Command 2. Then the engine carries over to Scourge of War, but we don't have that option anymore. So it's not in the options menu. You can still do it, but it's not in the options menu.
And that's what we're going to be showing you guys tonight, how to do. It's a little back-end fix. Believe it or not, it's just a click, little bit of this, and off you go, and bam, you have yourself a more capable AI. Of course, we're going to get to that here. Bear with us for just another second here, guys, because I think it's important to cover. Number one, players could do this before, and we don't know why this particular type of slider option was never reintroduced. Like, I don't know why. Grau, have you found out why? Because
No,
it's not in there
the
anymore.
yeah, the most I could figure out is that I think when Scourge of War was first getting developed and then it was released, I think NorbSoft was nervous about the hit to performance, particularly with the CPU, that you would get from increasing the number of cycles.
That was the very first thing. I remember when you and I were talking about it. The very first thing I thought of was, you know what? I bet he would have rather just made it so that guys who are running on older, slower machines don't even have to worry about it. They
Right.
just, don't even have to worry about it, basically.
That would be it's what makes sense to me, because it seems like a heck of an oversight, especially if you're the team that, or at least the individual. And I think Norb himself designed the engine for Take Command 2. I could be wrong, but in any case, there were individuals or a team that came from Take Command to make Scourge of War.
Right.
So it just seems like an oversight. So I don't buy that they would have, forgot or something like that. It had to have been something related to performance.
I tend to believe that myself, and it's really neither here nor there. What's worth saying related to that, though, is guys who are watching here live tonight and want to know more about this, guys who are watching the VOD later when it posts, and I'm going to keep this material in there for sure. The thing to understand is, if you are a Scourge of War player and you're playing on an older machine, then what we're about to tell you tonight may not be for you. Growl, does that sound?
Yeah, I would say do your own testing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would say try this trick. And do your own testing and see if it works well on your machine. Because even though NorbSoft, I mean, I've never run into any problems, but I'm not going to guarantee, because I've got a powerhouse rig. So I'm not going to guarantee that my being able to use this trick is something that somebody else can do, because I don't know if it's got an effect on performance or not.
So I would say the same thing. Mine's not necessarily a Rockstar rig. It's a laptop, but it's a top-end gaming laptop. And that's the reason why I can make it work for me. So if that is your setup, then what we're about to do probably will not be a big problem for you. Wanted to make sure that we covered that before we actually dove in to what it is that we're doing here. Now, here is the thing. I need to get into, to start with, my documents. You got to open up your Windows Explorer, and you go to your documents. Next, Growl, I'm looking for what again?
Oh, yeah. Let me see here. I actually can't see your screen because I don't have the screen up. I assume that you
let me see if I can get my screen up here. Let me see if I can get a new display up here real quick. Let me see if I can just do a new window capture. Explorer.
Basically, you go to My Documents.
Bingo. All right, we've got it up.
Yep. Yeah, you
go
to
My Documents, like I've got it right here.
Yep, and then you go to SOW GB X64.
Bingo. You go into here.
Yep. And then you find the configuration settings, which is SOW GB X64, and it looks like a little notepad document with a gear on it.
Right there. See how he's talking about it? And there you see my mouse click is right on it. You're going to double click and you're going to open that.
Yep. And you go all the way to the bottom. It should be all the way on the bottom to a category called initialization.
Okay, we're at the very top now. And again, you can see it up here, SOWX64.ini. And you're going to scroll all the way to the very bottom. And then you're going to go to this initialization section of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's something interesting that I'll tell you, Grau. I haven't touched my game except for, I think, to change a mod or two here or there.
Yeah.
And this thing that we're about to do is, it's not there anymore. It did not stay since the last time we did it.
Interesting.
So, this is maybe something that you will have to do each time you fire
no,
up
you
the
shouldn't
game.
have to do that.
Maybe.
Let me double check something, because you shouldn't have to do that.
Very well. But that is one interesting thing that seems to have changed on my end right here, and I love that this is coming up live. I think that's good. Let me bring up my screen. I don't think I've got my screen up. Let's do this one. Yeah, it's not up in front of them here. Let's do Notepad. Boonk, right there, and you can see on the right side right there. Right, we're going to add something to this section right here.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This initialization section right here, and you can see how it's not there anymore. I
Yep.
added it before we played our last playthrough, and it's not there right now, but this is great because it's going to show me adding it. So, remind me again what it is I'm supposed to add and where it is I'm supposed to add it, Grau.
So you add it to initialization, and what I'll do is I'll DM you the line exactly.
Bingo. And you put it under that screen res equals 12, right?
Yep. Yeah. Now that screen res is going to be different for each individual person, because it's basically just a number that refers inside the game code to the resolution.
Good to know. So
yeah.
It doesn't have to be 12. It's just 12 for me. It's
yeah.
just 12 for me. So
right.
I'll enter down.
Mm-hmm. And you add it underneath the screen res line. And
I'll control paste it in right there.
Yeah.
And AI count equals 55. Now, I just out of curiosity, Grau, you know more about this, and as a matter of fact, you've done detailed testing of this on your own, and I think you actually worked with Beyond too. Is why 55? Talk about that real quick.
It's the recommendation from Norb to have it at 55.
Okay.
And you can't just throw a crazy number in there to try and squeeze out as much activity out of the AI as possible. There is a hard-coded limit, because at one time I put it up to 1,000, 2,000, and I didn't notice any difference in performance. So there is a hard-coded limit.
Okay. And so it seems like 55 is kind of like where you hit it, kind of.
Right.
Probably.
Yeah. 55 seems to be that little sweet spot.
Now, there it is right there, guys. You do that one thing in the initialization section of the INI file, and you should get results with your AI when you're either playing solo or even when you're doing PvE and multiplayer that resemble some of what Grau and I experienced in our last stream together. I'm really excited to jump into the next stream and get into the next battle. For now, I'll ask Grau just to make sure. If I just click X on this, do I say file save this? File save, yeah?
Yeah, matter of fact, let's try something. Go ahead and save it before closing down. So go and click save, and then open your game, and then close your game and see if it stayed, because you might not have saved it last time.
Let's go. My game is open. I'll resign it, and we've got an internet window playing in the background there. And we'll go ahead and we'll minimize that. Okay. Then I'll jump back in the game.
Yeah, and then when you get in there, go ahead and exit. Go and close the game.
Out again.
Yeah, we'll see if it got rid of it this time again.
Right. Boom. Resign. All right. So, bingo, all the way down. Nope, still there, as far as I can tell.
Okay, yep. Then what happened last time is that you just probably forgot to save.
There we go. All right. So I think, my friends, that should cover how to get that done, I would say. And I hope that that will help you, all you Scourge of War Grognards out there who are playing solo or playing with your friends, and you want to try and get the AI operating just a little bit better, making a little more sense as it goes about its business, especially after you've marched into contact. I think you're going to notice that it will be a whole lot better. We're going to get to another playthrough with this improvement with me and Grau here coming up just momentarily. I got a little something I got to run and do with the yard work here. It never ends, I'll tell you what. Grau, sit tight, and there's my alarm for that very thing right there. I knew I had timed that about right. We will be right back to play more Scourge of War Sandbox multiplayer. When I return, it's alternate history gaming with me, Bank60s, and Grau right there. We'll be right back, guys. Hang tight.
Go forth. What are you doing, fool?
Okay, Bull's brigade is staying on the front line to McClendon's right, straddling the creek.
Excuse me. Okay.
And Hamilton will be to the rear, McClendon ready to take back over if need be.
By all means, if you guys have questions or anything like that.
Okay, I don't need to move the 66.
While we're waiting on Bank. Okay. Want to throw them in the chat? I can see it.
I am happy to pull Bull off the line at any point.
No, I need him there because I'm moving
The 3rd Division to the right flank.
Okay. Their guns have displaced, but it looks like onto better ground. They didn't displace far, though.
Well, they're taking like 4 batteries of counter battery right now.
You set some to counter battery. Fantastic. I didn't know you'd done that. I'm gonna roll.
Do you know how to
my
do
guns
that?
up
How to tell a battery to focus on a target?
Oh yeah, I've done that in a tutorial video before.
Okay, good. So just in case anybody, just because words, just in case the chat isn't aware, you can select the battery commander or individual guns.
Yes.
And assign a target type to the battery.
Okay, we're gonna be ready to jump back into the game, my friends. Let's do this. Yet another multiplayer tonight. I remind, if you would not mind, folks, please give us some love, yo. Give us some love over here. We are just trying to entertain you. After all, again, I'm Bank60s, alternate history gaming. We're going to jump back into Scourge of War Remastered with a little AI improvement multiplayer sandbox. My man Grau is back in tonight. Don't forget, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, comment on the VOD, hit the chat, hype it all. Let's get it going. We are in. We are
Oh, that
in.
reminds me.
I'm excited. You're excited. I don't know what to tell you, man. This is going to be good stuff. I got a feeling about this one tonight, Crow. I got a feeling.
Do you?
Yeah. I got a feeling like this battle is going to be even better than the last one.
So there's a question for Ethan here. From Ethan.
I see him.
Yeah. So to answer that question, I've been using the AI count trick for as long as I can remember.
See?
Basically, when I first got into Scourge of War, God, that was so long ago. I found it in an old forum post some while back. I was just kind of cruising the NorbSoft forums one day, and I saw something called AI count, and I went, "What's that?" So I looked at the thread, and I went, "Oh, no way!" And then that was all she wrote.
He never even knew what love was. He never even knew until he found it.
No, there was. So Man, when was that? When did Chancellorsville come out? Because I got into Scourge of War right when Chancellorsville came out.
Okay, so we're talking about the old games now.
Yeah.
By the way, room's up. Oh God! Now you're gonna make me go look it up. Son of a beast.
That's all right. I'll look it up. We're good.
I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it.
Fine.
Doing
fine.
it. Let me do this.
Fine.
Let me do this. When
Okay.
did Scourge of War Chancellorsville first release? That would be 2012. 2012.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I've been playing since 2012.
I've been playing Scourge of War. Rather, it was like Take Command and then huge break, and then I got into Scourge of War late to the party, big time. I was playing it again at like 2016, 2017 or something like that. I picked up the Scourge of War Gettysburg game, and then bought all the expansions shortly after that.
You know, there's, if I remember correctly, there's a little line. Let me see. I'll have to find it because I think I remember a reference somewhere to something about the AI in unit attributes and stuff like that. I wonder. I don't know. I'll have to look at it because I remember copying over some lines from Take Command 2 at some point, and I don't know.
Okay.
I'll have to look at it.
Now, we are into our core selection, map selection, and scenario selection menu. Who are we playing as tonight? We're going to be the Yanks tonight, gents. We're going to be the Yanks tonight.
And we're working with the 4th Corps.
1, 2, 3, 4. Burchard's Corps. Burchard? Correct?
I don't know, to be honest.
I'll call him Burchard. It's the 4th one down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Major General William Burchard with 2 divisions. No, make that 3. Oh, wow. What an interesting division here. Oh, I see. It's brigade. It's not regiments there. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And then our map is 1347.
1347. Random as hell. We don't have to worry about balancing forces. Objective point value. I'm going to fiddle with this a bit. I'm going to bring the score limit up to 24,000. And I'm going to bring the objective point limit up to 2,000-ish. And then I'm going to bring the time limit down to 15 minutes. And I'm just going to fiddle with that. We're going to go 1,000 hours. We're going to go game length 180 minutes. That's 3-hour-long game. I don't know if we'll get all the way through 3 islands. It's Friday night, though, Growl. It's Friday night. Maybe we will. Corps v. Corps, hunt them down scenario.
It still is.
Commander, are you ready?
I am ready, sir. Just one momento. And this time, Bank is commanding the Corps.
I'll be commanding the Corps this time.
Yeah, so it's all you, brother.
I got this. Oh, how on earth will we do this time? Which division you want? Take one with cavalry, will you?
With cavalry? Yeah, no worries. I'm gonna grab some water real quick.
Actually, I think we got cavalry in all 3 divisions. Nice. That works well for me. I like that just fine. No problem for me.
What I want to do is grab the largest division, or at least what I hope is the largest. So, well, actually, they all look about the same, don't they?
Just about. Last one is small. Other 2 are larger.
You know what? I'm feeling Drumheller. Let's do Drumheller.
Drumheller, baby. I like it already. Let's dive in. Let's go. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. Hey, we got a guy in the chat says he's going to pick the game up.
Not a bad choice.
Not a bad choice, man. All right. Cool command. Do we want to? You want to rock the courier menu, same as we were last, casually?
Yeah, we could do that.
Kind of deal.
Actually, I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, I thought so too. God dang it, we're gonna be on defense again. Although we ended up attacking last time.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, hold on. Oh yeah, because we're close to the objective.
Still, I want to play this like a true general.
It's all you.
All right. I'm thinking of my plan here. Here we go.
I have 9,432 minutes is what I have.
Let's go. Bingo. USA. Oh, crap. I forgot the name of the place I want you to go. God dang it.
You should be able to get to the map
I got it.
within the courier menu.
Oh, can I get the map while I'm in the courier menu? I didn't know I could.
Yeah. There's a little north arrow on the bottom. You just click that guy.
There we go. Perfect. All right. Boom, bam, boom, pow. Yes, sir. Yeah.
On this evening.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm doing.
Bingo. All right. Courier on the way.
Roger.
Bingo. Okay.
Got a big division.
Eh?
Max, got a big division. I'm surprised. I just so happened to pick your largest division.
Good. That is good.
Yeah, Death Collector, you could do that. Yep. Write out orders. The KS guys do it all the time. In fact, they have like a gentleman's agreement where two guys can only drop into like a Discord call or something like that if they're at the same position. Otherwise, all written communication.
You know, I would do that. Like, I would do nothing but if I didn't think that we'd just be putting people to sleep over here. I mean, I don't mind folks falling asleep, frankly, but still, don't want to be totally quiet.
Oh, just got your order.
Take a look, sir.
Let me find that position. Ah, okay, so you want me... Okay, I can do that.
What do you think about that?
I think I can do that just fine.
Yeah, very good. Fantastic. Fantastic. Brilliant. We're going to spread it out. We're going to move toward the enemy a little more this time, huh? You know? I don't want to just camp over near the objective.
Although we do need to occupy it, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna send something.
Or at least
back
get
there.
it. Or at least get it to like switch over the ownership. Because I think what that's going to do. I think that's what it's going to do is if we take it, I think it spurs the AI or something to do it. You know what I mean?
Oh, is that
Because
right? To get the AI to come to it?
So, yeah, because now it's kind of
that.
now the onus is on it to actually try and take the objective. You know what I mean?
I like that. I like that. I didn't know that. But that makes some sense, though.
To answer Bede Alton, actually, you can get the camera to zoom in on players. They call it headquarters in the saddle. And you can limit the camera distance to the player's avatar in the game.
So, one way that you can kind of, like, get the idea about that is, like, I'll push this general right here. Colonel Thomas Johnson right here. Okay, I'm going to push the F key. All right. I would say that that's one way to manufacture headquarters in the saddle. Push it again, push the F key again, and you'll have a little bit better idea there. And it'll be a little bit better. It won't be so close to him, and you'll be able to move the camera just a little itty tiny bit. Push F a third time, and then you're back in God Cam mode. Just like that. Afraid we gotta make sure each and every one of these damn artillery pieces uses the road.
Oh, is that what it's doing to you?
Yeah, it's continued to do that. But this is life. Well, I guess he's using the road. Okay, alright, well maybe I was wrong.
You know, mine kind of seem like they're not too, but they're kind of starting on the road in a weird spot, you know?
Yeah. And see how it's doing that thing again where it puts a division on it when you use the road, it puts them back in road columns.
It puts a column by division.
Going back out again. Damn it.
Yeah, you have to do it when they get there, because I think what happens with Grog Toolbar when you call them at the position you want them to go, and then you tell them to go by road. I think it's what I think by road is what does it. Like it puts them in a column.
That's what it does. What you should do, that's when you're using the command map, is when it happens.
Yep.
Is you use the command map to send them, and it works just fine, but you end up with this situation where they take the road instead. It's kind of like, damn it. They take the road and then they form their columns. That's what I mean to say. When they get to their destination, and I'm bringing up my map. You can see here the rest of the division is going to form up in these columns in here. Well, once we get up here, Grau and me both, we will be laying them out into lines and doing things right.
Yep. Once they get to where we want them to go, we'll start getting detailed with it.
It will take a little time to get them where we want them. Couch's brigade. USA. Okay, I'm going to have one brigade back by the objective.
Excuse me.
Okay. Otherwise, we got a whole Federal Corps on the move now, gentlemen.
A very large Federal Corps.
I think it'd probably go double time with the cav out here.
I wouldn't go doing that. You'll tire them out.
Oh,
so
yeah, you're
bad.
right.
Yeah.
Change formation real quick. That
I did that in last time's game.
That's why I was doing it. I thought it worked well for you. It did not necessarily.
No. By the time Ryle's cavalry got to where I wanted him to be, he was just exhausted.
Well, there's that. What?
Well, I don't know.
Oh my God, Stoic's in with a little bit of dropping some knowledge. Where do you do that? Tell me, bro. You can do that in Grand Tactician too?
Can you?
If that's true.
What?
Dude, you talk about another hotfix. Whoop. Talk about a little more video content for your boy. What? Yeah. We're taking the road, right? Yeah. So when you aren't using the command map, that whole, ending up in road column thing won't happen if you're just right-clicking onto the map itself and then forming things up. You got to do the deal where you right-click to you right-click and drag to select where you're going to go, and then that little mini menu comes up where your mouse clicker's at your destination. Right-click a bunch of. If you do road movement in that interface, it doesn't do the back to road column bug thing. I don't know if you already knew that, Grog, but I did.
It doesn't happen when I use command map. Okay. Well, when I don't use
when
command
you use when you're just scrolling around the regular battle map.
So it only doesn't use.
Well, you said something there.
I said it only does it when we use the command map.
Only when you use command map. I think that's the easiest way to say it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fair enough.
And I've noticed specifically that when you're just moving troops normally in the battle map, that it won't do it when you utilize that little interface that after you've made your move, your right-click move, and that little thing comes up for you to do formation, road move, double.
Yeah.
When you right-click all that stuff and then push send order, it also won't do it then.
That's weird. Huh.
And we have no idea where the Rebs are out here until they come take one of these objectives. I kind of like how they've got these things spread out the way they do.
You know, man, I got to thinking about it, and I think I might run my cavalry, because we'll get there before the Confederates do, and that said, I'll have the time to rest my cavalry after they get there.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'll run mine. Let's go.
I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to do
Let's
that.
go.
Get to where we're going and just do it.
I'm with it. I love Cypher. That's a great name. Cypher's division. Here goes the cavalry, double timing it down the road, boys.
While my cavalry is doing its thing, right back, I'm going to see if my steak is done.
Ooh. Hey, when you're eating it, can you let me live vicariously through you and eat it loudly? And tell me what it tastes like while you're eating it.
It tastes like it tastes like steak.
Come on, man. Come on. I want to be able to taste the fat.
All right, I'll see
No,
if I can.
I'm kidding.
Well, now I'm going to do it.
Very well, sir.
Excuse me. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. I'll tell you what, I'm going to actually jump up for just a second too, guys. I'll be right back. All right, we're back, gentlemen. We are back. Solid here on the march. Reminder to all those watching tonight, it's not too late. It is never too late. You're a fan of the channel. You love Black Powder. You love Grand Strategic. You love Civil War. You love Napoleonic. You love history. You love alternate history gaming. Become a member, yo. And of course, you know, we love those super chat donations during the live streams, yos. Keep them coming. This, my friends, is your, you might say, run-of-the-mill cavalry screen in Scourge of War as the Sandbox gameplay continues. Cavalry Brigade will have a gigantic skirmish formation that you can put it in. You can see how they line it up. One regiment out front, one to the left, center, and right. You can see it's going to link in nicely with our next cavalry brigade. Making their way right here. On the double quick. Under Catherman. Ah, that's right, we got the Mason Jar and a beer in hand tonight, boys. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay. You got enemy.
Do I? I'm just not got here.
Yep.
Cool.
You got maybe enemy main body. Maybe. Cavalry found him. Nice job.
Problem.
Okay. Hey man, that's where you were headed.
Okay, so we're gonna get. All right, I'm gonna do.
Don't you change a thing, bro. They're going to Armstrong. $10.
Oh yeah, that's definitely where they're going. But it is a column that I can overpower on the offset. It's a tough
attack.
call.
If you can catch them.
I'll at least force them to go in the line. See if I can close on them.
If you want to deprive them that victory point, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get it. Because if I use the cavalry to force them to go online, they'll react.
Get out of there though. Don't let your cavalry get overwhelmed, I would say.
No. I'm just gonna use them to slow the enemy down until the main body gets up. Then I'm gonna go into a proper fight with them. If you're okay with that.
Sounds good to me, brother. I'm gonna react. You got Confederates? Nope. I see on the command map you got Confederate markers down at the main objective. Okay. I'm gonna change some orders for one of my divisions.
Oh man, that's cavalry I see there too.
Alright, I want instead for them. Oh shit, so that, yeah, they may already have cavalry to the southeast. Okay. Bingo. Yeah.
Not expecting that.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. We're gonna get Catherine moving. Lead him back straight south.
And once I bring my main body up, I'll start shooting cavalry to my north. If that makes sense to you?
Say again.
Yeah, after I bring my main body up and I have a fight going on, I'm gonna bring the cavalry back to the north so I can get on that creek like you asked.
Anchor on that creek. Yeah, absolutely 100% use the woods. Same. You have it, sir. We're gonna have this brigade probably potentially going into combat tired. I'm really hoping those Rebs aren't running real fast. We've got a brigade that's actually on a road in a good spot down there, though. Colonel Couch's brigade, 1,888 men. All right, Couch, how about you, sir? How about you get positioned right in here? Just
WTF.
bingo. Like this. Boom, boom, boom. Pow. Yep, just like that. All right, let's go take a look at the action way out, where Grau is now. And yeah, oh, okay. Ooh, you could charge down some juicy gun targets there. That's all they were guns?
Yeah, but the cavalry regiment there is tired.
Yep. No charging with that. Okay, I see. I see mostly just artillery, I guess. There's some infantry behind. Okay, they got a little cavalry. This looks like maybe one division. Tough to say. Of course, don't want to steal Grau's thunder in terms of him reporting to me what it is that he's confronting right now.
It appears to be a division.
Appears to be a division. If not just part of one.
No, because I'm seeing an infantry brigade and a cavalry brigade, and it looks like infantry coming in behind them, so at least a division. We have a developing battle.
I'm going to roll one regiment up toward the objective in the far northwest at Hancock. I'm going to take one of these cavalry regiments here and do this. We'll go the slow way. Then the rest of the brigade is going to get on the move. I think we're going to reverse course and set up on the army's right, on the corps' right. We'll get back here.
Yep, I'm going to have a fight up here, Beck.
Good. Papa would say it's good for you. That looks like, God dang, that looks like it might indeed be the main body. We might catch him strung out on the road right there. I don't know if we might just catch him. We'll see.
Well, just be advised, the infantry are quite a ways behind, so I likely won't be able to hold this down.
Yeah. No, I'm basically planning how these next 3 brigades are going to move up in support behind you. I think I'm going to guess. I think I'm going to guess. I'm going to make a guess that we're going to try to hit them hard. One brigade and one brigade on your left with your cavalry, and then 3 brigades that will file into your center right and right rear, and will be ready to right hook them toward the town of Cook and Armstrong.
Oh, gotcha.
You
okay.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll develop a defensive position here.
Yeah.
Oh, your cavalry is going to get there before my infantry will.
I'll be able to reinforce you there, I think.
Yeah, I would go cross country for a little bit with your cavalry there, because they're going to run into my infantry columns and it'll slow down.
Good call. Boom. Let's go right here.
Well, they're definitely going online.
There.
Yep. They're definitely going online, so we bought us some time.
Sweet. Okay. Cypher. Your division, sir. Is there. Your new position will be here. Ready for an attack. Off-road. Go. Except for his artillery.
Right about now, I need my infantry. That'd be great.
Cavalry's too tired. Are they coming your way now?
No, but they're definitely starting to stack up. One brigade is in line, but they're coming in.
Here they come.
Yeah, this is at the very least a division. I don't know if it's their main body, but
You're not going to love having to do what I'm doing right now, gamers. Because when you're trying to adjust things like we're doing right here, where some of the troops just go off-road and some go on-road, the way things are right now, in large part, you have to try and get all of the artillery individually onto the road.
I pulled all of my artillery off of the road specifically for that reason until all my infantry passes.
Ooh, that's a man who thinks way more about it than I do. Holy smokes. I don't think one really slows the other one down, though, in-game. Does it? Is that an RPG?
Not the artillery. No, the artillery... It's mostly because I didn't want my artillery to go ahead of my infantry.
Oh, yeah. Okay, right. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, I get that. See how I'm setting up down there?
Oh, yeah, I see. Okay.
See that?
Yep. Definitely watch the flanks. Well, the enemy column has seemed to just completely paused. They're not doing anything. They're just sitting on the road in line.
Wait a second. Okay, well then in that case I'm going to rescind what it was I was just talking about doing with this unit. I'm going to keep...
I guess they're just going to let me have the position. Okay.
Yeah, interesting. What are they doing? That's one division. They're going to have two more somewhere. Might have overreacted.
Now for the chat's info, not all officers are created equal. The commander of this corps or the commander of this division or whatever it might be may very well be just a very low experienced officer in the actual order of battle, or their style is really cautious or what have you. So it could very well be there's just a really stupid commander commanding these troops.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good thing to point out. I should say that more in streams and playthroughs. People will jump on and they'll say my generals and my units, they're not doing what I want them to do. They're not doing what I expect them to do.
Right.
Well, I mean that's because they might not be as capable as you'd like.
Mm-hmm. It's like what happened in last weekend's game. Like one of my officers, I much preferred throwing him in because he was just a better officer. You
got to try to suss that out and find it it's hard to think about that stuff when you're in the heat of it. You just throw a brigade in here, throw one in there, throw that division in over there, and call it a line. When you start to remember those kinds of things, and by the way, I should really take a look at this. So, for instance, like with Cypher's division, let's look at, we got seasoned troops, Pennsylvanians and New Yorkers. Right, okay, we got one unit, which is conscripts. We got some regulars.
And if you click your officers next to the casualty counter at the bottom in the center, it'll tell you his experience.
That's right. Let's go to the general. See, his experience is irregulars. Right? Okay.
Which means he is not a very experienced commander in the least.
Right. He's not going to really know as well what he's doing. See, now we've got a guy who's militia, Schmel. Militia. And this is when you leave it up to them to act. Like, this is when you leave them on a stance, and they're responsible for what their brigade is doing. Their level of experience will be the thing that's factoring in heavily. I think that's worth remembering, yeah?
Like, yeah, absolutely. Like, right now, they're just stacking up, which they weren't doing last time. So it tells me that the AI commander commanding all these troops is just a moron.
And sometimes you have morons in your formations, and that's how it goes.
Now, Drumheller himself, the guy commanding my division, he's good quality. So this is closer to a more experienced or regular officer.
Yeah, I've got Cypher, the division commander. He's average. Catherman, competent.
Yep, mine says good is what his experience is. So.
Yeah.
So the Confederate officers in this fight are definitely outmatched.
How about that? You didn't set it up that way or anything, did you?
No, all these were randomly generated.
Perfect.
Like, it just so, like, and we only selected our core. The game in the sandbox functions selected the opposing core. So it just so happened to pick this one.
Bingo.
Bank, he's just going to let me have the position.
That's really interesting. So let me go over. Let's get back over to Grau's position here. Now, okay. So the AI Confederates here, what are they doing?
I don't know, dude.
Loving that.
I'm kind of confused.
Okay. Hold up before we cheer the AI count right here. Hold on. They're thinking. They're just thinking. What are they gonna do?
Because we had the same thing last time, and we did the AI count in the last game, and it did awesome.
Yes. This is not awesome right here. I'll say that.
No.
But
yeah, that's why I mentioned the AI setting for the experience and officer style in the actual order of battle file.
Yeah, okay. Well, you'll be able to rest your men a little bit there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just cruising in. I'm like, okay, if that's what you want to do.
Sweet.
I mean, not going to stop you if you're going to give me the gift of time.
If they just want to stop like that, I mean, I think maybe we've baffled them, right? That would be my.
Well, I have had situations where an AI commander will just completely freak out because his setting is so low on experience and style He's just like, I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah. I would say I've run it. So the latest example I could think of when it comes to the AI just kind of like acting like it has been thumped in the head and then just kind of like standing there like, oh, what?
It's just like, I don't know what to do.
I don't know. I didn't think you'd be right there. What?
Like, oh no.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
It's just like we've...
So this is one where I'd be like, hey, can we have a little mercy on Athena here and maybe let him shake out so that we could actually have ourselves a battle?
Well, I figure once my infantry show up and I do like a little attack or something on him, he'll shake awake.
Send like one regiment up there or something. Is what I would do.
It could also be that the AI just bugged out or something, and I need to jumpstart him.
Okay.
Which I've seen before. It happens.
It happens, man.
But it's only ever in Sandbox. Funnily enough. I think. Yeah.
I think that's a whole division. They've got more out there somewhere. Hopefully they're not acting like dummies.
Well, that's probably another division's guns back there. You see that? Because...
Yeah.
That's another division's guns. Huh.
All right. Well, I've got part of my cav kind of coming back in pocket. We'll head down toward Hayden. Okay, so let's go you. Once you guys get back on the road.
Oh, now it's doing something.
There we go.
Yeah, we're getting some activity now.
Yeah, you just need to sit there and think about it.
Yep, now the cavalry moving. Okay. They probably just freaked out or something.
No surprises, man. No surprise there. Okay, one thing I am worried about out this way is enemy cavalry. I like the way you have your artillery set, sir. I do believe I'll be writing you a message really quick for a little flair. For a little flair. Def, I see you in the chat. This, you can do PvP. Grau and I, man, we're buds. We're buds. And PvE suits us just fine on Friday nights. We will... When the community clamors enough, Grau, for us to play one another once again and go Grau to Grau, Grog to Grog, you may have no choice but to do it.
Oh, when it's when they want me to play.
When they want me to play against you and you to play against me. We'll have to see about that. Boy, it's going to be getting late right as we get into combat. It's going to be perfect. Here we go. Combat is joined, and the Rebs look like they are just about ready to figure something out. They got some skirmishers going. They're deploying a little bit here. They're moving. I got some dismounted cavalry there now. Okay. Okay.
Trying to figure something out anyway.
We got them stacked up, bud. I mean, look, it's not entirely unreal. Oh, here they come. Oh, here they come.
Are they gonna do something now?
Whoa, they're coming right at you, bro. With some cavalry. Oh, I thought they were going to try to charge you down there.
Well, okay, you see how the AI is kind of cleaning itself up a little bit now?
Now they're kind of trying something.
Oh, okay, you see now they're doing stuff. All right.
All right. You know, have a little mercy. Have a little mercy on it.
I bet it's because the AI commander is just stupid. Like his settings in the OOB, I bet it's because of that.
Yeah. All right, I got a little message that'll be coming your way.
I don't know, man. This is still one division. I'm nervous about what else might be out there.
Bingo. Got a messenger coming your way.
Okay.
If we lose, it'll be all my fault.
Oh, Death Collector had a question in there. PvP or PvE?
Yeah,
it's
I
both.
addressed that.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Good. Oh, yep, we got some movement on their left flank now. Okay, now we're getting some activity, I think. Yeah, okay. Just had to give it a jump start.
There we go. All right, okay. Now they're going to figure something out here. We got a nice position here. My God, that is a division and more. That might be
looks like a
two
couple,
divisions right there.
Nah, it's probably only a couple brigades with cavalry.
Okay, one division it is. I think you might be right.
Yeah, I think this is just one division.
That's perfect. Pick the right brigade. Here. See Rebs anywhere else? Way the heck out here. Not up by this objective. Okay. Let's go right here. Let's go right da. Right there.
Oh, did I get your message? Oh, it's not.
Godcam is part of the vanilla game, Ethan. Easy peasy.
Yeah, and the headquarters in the saddle is also a native function you can do.
Alright, we'll get this cav out. Right over here. Boop. Bingo. Form them up there. Johnson. Let's get his brigade.
Okay, understood. Just got your message.
You got it? Okay.
Yep. I'll hold what I got. Yo, Bank, let me just double check something real quick. It's gonna pause on you for a second because I'm gonna actually
let me write an order real quick. And we're good.
Okay, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually confirm that it's the order of battle being weird.
All right, we got the freeze there. All right. Here's what I'm gonna say. If it's not the OOB, you know, acting weird, I'd hate to have to retract the AI count fix.
Oh no, like it worked awesome last time. I don't understand what the issue was. Okay, now I'm going to go in here and find a Confederate unit. It's going to kick back off for you. 13th Cavalry under Hendon's brigade, and I'm going to take a look at this. So, "13th Cavalry." So Hendon himself under style. Okay, yeah, Hendon's not bad. Which explains why he was the more active of the two. What about 1st Division under Carroll? No?
Oh, more enemy.
It could just be a bug on the map or something too.
We found the rest of the enemy troops. By the way.
Oh, okay. Most of them are balanced. Some are careful. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
Oh well.
But I'm getting some movement now. Actually, all of a sudden the AI kicked into gear when I pulled out. So, because now we're getting actual movement.
You know, I'm about to say something that is going to seem like I should have said it sooner. I swear to God, I think maybe in our last stream that instead of pushing save on that AI count equals 55 in the any INI file, I think I might have just pushed the X and it didn't actually take effect.
Right, but I had it turned on my side.
That explains nothing, of course.
Well, it seems the AI is actually doing something now. It's shaking out. If you look back over there.
Let's go. Goodness gracious! I think that's the bulk of their main body.
That's weird, Bank. I've never, I've actually never seen this in the stock AI before either.
Let's head.
That's weird.
Up here. Boink. These guns. Here. Well, might even just have ourselves a nice little turkey shoot down here. Okay, Richardson's brigade, they're the ones that are most likely going to run into more enemy. So, let's move them north into these woods right here. Go. Guns here.
Yeah, okay, now the AI is actually doing stuff. I think we just needed to give him a jump start, dude. That's weird. I've never seen that before. Like, not even before AI count. I've never seen that before.
Huh. Well, they sure stacked up this time, didn't they? That's alright.
In fact, I can't think of one time where I've actually seen that happen. To be honest with you.
Oh, I've seen a thing like that before, for sure. I definitely have. That was what I was about to say. Was this reminds me of when I played the Chancellorsville DLC scenario as Howard's 11th Corps, or when I played the remastered Gettysburg scenario, where Longstreet attacks on day 3 around the right with Pickett against who is it? Slocum's Corps or Sedgwick's? I think it's Sedgwick's Corps, and it's a what-if scenario. In that one, I was able to kind of like they came forward and then they just kind of stopped in a big clump, just like that. Same thing.
Interesting.
And when I played as Howard's Corps in the Chancellorsville DLC, they Jackson's Juggernaut did basically the same thing. Eventually, like, they kept coming, but it was bit by bit, and there was a humongous clump of troops that were just standing around for.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never personally seen that.
So.
Oh.
How many? But here's the caveat on that one. You've even admitted this publicly when we've been streaming before. How many hours you got on Remastered?
You know, that's a good point.
I've got over 100 hours on Remastered now. That's probably why I've seen it.
Well, then I hope it's not just a remaster bug or something like that. Know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, let's mount up, gentlemen.
I mean, I certainly never saw it in the classic.
Right. I think it's a type of thing that you would run into more in Sandbox, most likely.
Well, that's the thing. I played a lot of Sandbox and Classic, and I never ran into that.
Let's charge some of these guns now. For sport. Oh, we can't? Give me a break. Really? Alright. Halt. Dismount. Into line, boys. Shoot them down. Alright, take a little canister right there. Darn it. Alright, so we're developing a little battle over here. Take advantage of the Revs being all clumped up. Got a lot of artillery on the high spot behind you there. That's good. That's good.
Huh. It's weird that they're doing that. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna kind of bug me until I figure out why.
Oh, you know, hey. So we're gonna have everybody.
I mean, we're definitely getting some movement now, though. It's like slowly figuring it out, you know?
Very slowly. I've got one division crossing the stream and the river and everything up to the north. Just gonna deal with them with my cavalry up here. Good. I'd say it falls under the category of, boy, that's just kind of too bad about AI being a little on the fritz here. But that's how it goes.
Well, on the bright side, hopefully Beyond or somebody sees this and they're like, huh.
Right. Yeah, we'll see if anybody wants to dig in and fix it. And, you know, might have an issue. We'll see. I'm not even sure that it's just maybe just a one-off thing.
Well, that's weird because I never run into it. I mean, then again, it might be something with multiplayer, because you know my single player experiences are always going to be a little bit skewed compared to someone else's, right? Because I've always used AI count. Like as soon as the first time I bought the remaster, the first thing I did was turn on the AI count.
Mm-hmm.
So it could just very well be that I've just had like a different single player experience.
Okay, we've got another division up to the far north headed toward Hancock. I'm glad the
it's
cavalry were out
kind of
there.
what I figured. Kind of what I figured was going on.
Well, they're not going to be able to fight against them. Head on out, gentlemen.
You go to meet the guys up north. I totally had this fight down here, man. No problem.
Okay. I'll leave my artillery to help you. Check the guys to the north! Check the guys to the north! What movie? Top Gun.
Oh, you got me there, man. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
We got... Where's everybody? Okay, good. Let's have... Schmel. I'm sorry, buddy. You Schmel. Let's have him move here. That adjustment. Fine. Good. Let's get the supply train going here. Let's get that supply train moving to the front. Well, I'll tell you what. While you're bothered about the AI's behavior, you could always just kill them for it.
I could.
You could always just kill all of them for it.
I know, I guess on one hand it just kind of bums me out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for it to happen here on the stream tonight like this bums me out, that's for sure. After we'd spent so much time, I'm absolutely going to have to cut that first part out of the VOD. I'm sorry. It's just one of those things, like, well, never mind about that first part, not just yet.
Well, the folks on the stream, the folks on the stream know it's a bug. But someone coming into the VOD for the first time may not. So I guess I don't blame you.
That's right.
These guys can't fight for nothing. The AI are saved right now by the poor quality of my troops.
Oh boy. Well, it sure looks like the case, doesn't it? Uh-oh. Alright, we need to get back to these boys right here.
These I'm gonna have to go onto a single player game and share my screen with you at some point, Bank, and show you this AI count stuff to kind of clean the palette of whatever this is.
Well, that can be done. Probably jump over into the Discord channel, I'm thinking, and share the screen there. I maximize it in the stream and we watch from there. But I'm not sure we'll do that tonight.
Yeah, this is definitely a bug because I've never seen this ever. We didn't even see it. We didn't see it last weekend either. I don't know what happened.
Did not. Well, they're at least putting up a fight.
Yeah. Somewhat.
You know. Yeah, somewhat, sorta.
Oh, actually, I wonder if... I don't know, Bank. I guess this seems to me like the AI count is not turned on. Is playing like that? I wonder if it just doesn't work in multiplayer. I know it works in single player.
I mean, I don't know. I can't be an answer because either I didn't have it turned on my end last time. You did.
Right.
How does that make a difference?
Well, I mean, in either case, it's a bug because it shouldn't be doing this.
I know
what I mean?
for sure in Remastered, without having the AI count, that in single player, like I told you before, that I have run into situations where the AI acts exactly the way that it's acting right now.
Right.
So I have seen it before. I've seen it twice, maybe 3 times. And what I'm thinking is there may be the chance that what we're learning potentially is that the remaster is ignoring the AI count addition altogether.
Oh, no, because recently I did some testing with Beyond in single player sandbox games. The AI count definitely works.
In Remastered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's why I'm wondering if it just if in multiplayer it doesn't do it. That making sense?
Now, what explains the good performance from last week then? So if I didn't have it turned on last week and it performed well, how what's that about? And then if we did have it turned on last week and it performed well and did not do this, and there was a bug, then the bug would have been present then too, is what my dumb head tells me.
Well, then it probably tells us that this doesn't happen all the time.
I don't think that's one thing I would say is I don't think that this happens all the time. We'd have to run some more games, which I'm not against by any stretch at all. So maybe we sell this as a still in testing kind of thing for Remastered, right? It's like...
Well, I wouldn't call it that either. I mean, we'd have to call it a bug. Like the AI bugged out here because I know AI count works in Remastered because I've done it. I've had some really awesome fights with it too.
Well, obviously there was something with this instance that would a bug not be consistent across Sandbox instances?
No, not necessarily.
For a bug to be a bug.
Not necessarily. It could be just a specific condition that happened in the AI code that just happened to occur in this particular instance that caused the bug. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
a bug happening doesn't mean it's consistent in all circumstances. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, we're trying the best. We're trying. All right. This next brigade here.
But I can tell you that this is definitely not even what the stock AI is supposed to be doing.
What do you mean?
So, like, with the AI count off, even just the regular AI shouldn't be doing this.
That's a fair point. I'm sure they did. Yeah, I'm sure that they didn't write for it to behave this way.
Well, right. What I mean is that something definitely bugged out the AI algorithm. If that makes sense to you, like something just didn't happen the way it should have.
Yeah. Seems
like it didn't run a particular script or something like that.
We also have, I wonder if there's a chance when you mix in AI count with, did you have all the same mods stacked that I have? There might have been a discrepancy between the mods that we have stacked, maybe.
The only one that might be different than yours is the map symbols, but that wouldn't do anything. It's just graphics.
Yeah, that wouldn't mess with the AI.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I think it bugged out. It could also very well be that didn't like the map or something like that. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm not one of the. I'm not. I don't have access.
This is what I say. Every time, like you and I have talked about that before, and it's almost one of those things like, don't get me started. I will, since I have the ability to do it, I will prefer for some sort of a thing to reveal itself here on the stream live. Let everybody see what it is, you know, and
sure. So yeah, this is what happens when the AI bugs out.
Yeah. And whereas last week's was just kind of, you know, freaking damn near flawless. Sometimes
Cross is asking what it's doing.
Yeah.
I don't know, Cross. Like it's bunching up, dude. It seems like it's really.
Here, take a look, Cross. Over here.
Yeah.
So what you're seeing here is much better than it was. But what was happening, all of these regiments that are spread out kind of more so here, were all stacked up, one behind the next in line, all along the road, and they were just standing there, and they all packed in right in here, and they were just kind of standing there, and they just stood there for, I don't know, Grau, how long? Probably 10, 15 minutes?
Something like that, man.
Long enough to allow for us to bring artillery into this spot here, Grau to bring up his infantry, long enough for his cavalry just to kind of sit here and rest in the woods nearby. You know, so it was as if it had been kind of stunned and didn't know what to do or something. Like it had been on the march, on the road, ran into us, didn't quite know how to handle it, and that was it. And,
yep.
And it didn't know how to handle it, is what it seems like.
Yeah, it's like it just freaked out.
Yeah.
It still doesn't quite know what to do.
Boy, oh boy, I think we might have problems on the left. On the far left.
You see, you've actually got a fight going on. Mine's still just a big old block.
So yeah, the AI is behaving a little better over here where I am.
What happened? Yeah, there was a bunch of artillery cross, and they were leading the column. Is it
so
related
that still
to
happened? That still happened. The artillery.
Right. So Cross, is the AI freaking out like this? Is that related to the artillery moving ahead of the column? Because the first thing I came in contact with was their artillery.
Yeah, there was a bunch of artillery to start with, for sure.
Yeah. Watch it be related to the artillery bug, dude. Wouldn't that be something?
That would be funny. Is that a thing that's unique to Remastered? Or was that not? I can't remember.
No, it would sometimes happen in Classic. Sometimes. Oh, there it is. He goes, they have logic to guard artillery. He says, could be, oh, look. Okay. So, you know, dude, it might be related to, like, a bug, like an existing bug in the AI, just kind of kicked off, and it doesn't know what to do.
Okay.
If that's the case, 100% explains what we're seeing here.
Stormy conditions outside. Let's go Schmel's Brigade right here. Bingo.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think what Cross is going to find it is that it's related to the artillery. Which, dang, that makes it like a high priority thing. Y'all need to fix this kind of thing, you know?
Well, we could have ourselves a bit of a problem with the game, maybe with at least again a part of it, the sandbox being something I think that a lot of people enjoy playing in. But again, the historical scenarios where I have experienced the AI clump up just like that, that's happened 100%. And here we go. We got a skirmisher army again. So that looks the same. See that? We're over where I'm at. I've got a big skirmisher army out again.
Yeah, I saw it over there.
So that's interesting.
You know, hold on though. Let me go look at that. Because Cross has a point. You know what the funny part is about that? About this area over here for you, Bank? Their guns aren't out front.
They were.
Well, right, but what I mean is they're not now. Because when their guns were out front, it blocked up on you. But when you got away from their artillery and their infantry could go forward, now look at them.
Right.
I think Cross is onto something here, man.
Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, but how would logic that tells infantry to guard artillery paralyze them?
Because what's going to happen is, if there's an existing, and this is just me making assumptions, I don't know what their AI code is. What could be going on here is that it bugs out on that logic, and it just kind of clumps up and doesn't know what to do.
Oh. Interesting.
Well, Cross is looking for us. We'll hear from him.
See what you find, man.
Yeah, because I'm looking at your end of the field, and man, I'll be honest, I'm not seeing any of that funky behavior.
It's kind of night and day. I mean, the artillery I kind of scattered to hell and gone with my cavalry.
Well, then that would turn off the logic to guard the guns if they no longer exist.
Now, what I don't love is that they've scattered all the hell and gone, and they're around here, but they're like, okay, so there's one battery getting itself together over here. That makes sense. That's not bad. That's
right, but what I'm saying is that now that their guns aren't under direct threat, like immediate threat, it's no longer using that quote unquote guard the artillery logic, which means now it's actually doing things. You see that?
Okay. It could be that it's so fixated on guarding the artillery that it forgets to operate on anything else. Is kind of what could be happening there.
Like the quote unquote guard artillery logic just bugs out. Actually, what Cross is saying, that makes perfect sense to me.
That's starting to make sense to me.
Yeah. So now I mean, that explains what's going on.
That sure explains. Yeah, it explains the discrepancy between what's going on up here with me and what went on down there with you. I like how we're
Right.
having that. That's good.
Well, it's like you said earlier, you know, we see it happening live on stream. So,
Yep. And it's good. I appreciate everybody in the community who's jumping in the chat, who's willing to kind of help us sort through the thing. That's huge. That's huge. Let's go ahead and let's just move to here.
I really don't like Heilman's brigade. They're like paper.
Yeah, he hasn't performed so well for you there.
No, like I've been trying to push on it. I'm going, Heilman, get up there. And he's like, nah, can't do it.
Colin.
It's kind of like, nah, I can't do it.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Not gonna do it. All right, we're engaged on my side over here now. Good, good, good. Meanwhile, you're just mopping them up over here. Beautiful.
Trying to anyway. As soon as my brigade feels like knocking it off.
They keep running. I don't know. Maybe we're in trouble over here. Shit, I don't know. Somehow.
Well, this definitely says something about what the bull run scenario is going to be like.
Right. Clumpy?
No.
No.
Troops that can't fight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, I'm doing some of my own balancing when it comes to that, so I won't worry about that too much.
Troops
See,
that
they're
run off
actually-
quickly.
Actually, giving me a pretty good fight on my left flank.
All right, man, we got ourselves kind of like a dual battle here. Our battle line is coming together. Revs appear to be not as baffled on our left, that's for sure. They'll be moving against us way off to the northwest, I wager. We shall see.
I mean, they've got me beat on casualties.
Overall, we're losing on the
Yeah.
casualty front. No way.
Now, I've taken about 300 more casualties than they have.
No way.
Yeah.
Hey, you said you had this fight down here. I trusted you. I kept my artillery down here, though.
Not. Well, I mean, it's casualties itself, not a big deal.
It's not that different. It's the differential. Besides, this is kind of like a relatively, minor core v core. So, quote unquote minor. We got a bunch of ribs in them woods right there. You boys want to come out after this stone wall, you can ride ahead. I'm going to leave the guns out front and tempt them to come in and get them. Let's get off this. Here. Take it easy. Take it easy. Fellas, just take it easy, alright? No more screening. Okay,
You know,
get him.
Ben, come look at my side real quick, right?
Come to you, come to you.
So, I think we're confirming that that's what's... Okay, so hold on. So he says, Cross said, found it. Artillery call caused halt on static ally, friendlies in front. Artillery exempt from this rule. Once your cavalry got in range of the artillery and infantry, they were halting for static. They have no time out on this state, so they are stuck, essentially. Oh, that's kind of what I figured. So, oh.
So hey, I see what he's writing in the chat right there, but I wouldn't really know how to read it.
Hold on. Yeah, okay, so base has stance. Brigade engaged. Assigned orders, order state. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, so basically, yeah, so, okay. Okay. Shit. Yeah, basically it froze. He's showing an array there is basically what it is.
Okay, yeah, like it's seized up.
Yeah, he says this state has no timeout or recovery mode. You have to change their state somehow. So basically you have to do it manually, which the AI is not going to do.
Well,
now, if it was
says you have to change their state somehow, does that mean that some kind of attack, like...
No. What you do is you give them some kind of order or something like that, which we would be able to do on our side because we're human players. But the AI code isn't going to do that for us.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, so it's what I figured. The AI just kind of freaked out, which is why all those units are out there doing nothing because there's no timeout or recovery to reset them.
Now, okay, so say again what it was. So found artillery caused halt on static.
Yeah. So basically, what it was. So this is basically how the AI is working, right? They halted on a static ally, so the artillery around them, right? That's a static ally unit.
Yes. And they're already programmed to guard the artillery.
Right. So the artillery are exempt from the usual rules that the AI is running off of. Now the problem is that what that did was threw the AI script into basically a frozen state because there's no timeout, meaning there's no refresh. There's no timeout or recovery in the AI code to kick it out of that freeze, so it's basically just stuck in the freeze.
Well, that would explain for sure what I have seen myself, like I was talking to you about, where Jackson's entire corps basically did that. They basically stopped.
Yeah. And the AI isn't going to change it. Now, the only way to get it to come out of that state is kind of like what I did by giving them a little jump start. It kicked them out of the state.
Well, and that's what I mean. So you don't actually have to go, like, it is fixable in gameplay if you go and try to wake them up, kind of.
Yeah.
Like attack them with something and wake them up. Maybe what you do is you don't, when you know that the AI has seized up in this way, you give it some grace, you keep your troops away, you send one regiment of skirmishers or 200 skirmishers or something out, get into a fight with it, wake it up, and maybe that's your fix. I'm not sure. That's what's coming together in my brain right now, my dumb brain.
Well, what I'm noticing too is that the units that I actively attacked at the beginning are the ones that are doing something right now.
Is that
because they got kicked out of their state?
And you notice there's a bunch that are still standing around.
Right, which means they're still frozen.
Bingo, dude! I think you nailed this. I think Cross and you nailed this thing.
Yeah,
I'm
good
telling
job.
you, I've seen this before. I've got over 100 hours in this game now, and this exact thing, and I'm talking specifically in Remastered, this exact thing has happened where the troops literally will come down the road, or they'll be on the attack, even in the historical battle scenarios, and they'll just clump up and they'll stop, and they won't do anything.
Matter of fact, I'm looking at it, and I'm like the cavalry, for example. They were the yes. You might be able to attack them and force the local orchestrator to move. So local orchestrator being the officer or something like that, as far as the AI code. Okay.
Yeah.
So you might be able to attack them and force the local orchestrator to move it. They have orchestration chains down the chain of command. Okay, so you basically just kick an officer out of his funk, i.e. the freeze, and if it's a higher level officer, he'll send it all the way down his chain of commands.
Okay. So maybe one thing that you might do to specify what you're doing when you make the attack to try to wake everybody up is like find the highest ranking officer in the clump and run your troops over toward him. Okay.
Yeah, and basically force the units, him and the units around him, to react and kick him out of the state.
Now, see, yeah, they got something that they've put together over here. I gotta say, they got their line is looking a little bit better on your side. Your little attack around their right flank into the woods here is brilliant, by the way. Well done.
And you see, the funny thing is too is that now these units that I've attacked in these woods have all of a sudden started pushing out skirmishers.
Yes.
Cross is 100% correct. We've kicked. I by attacking them right there, I kicked them out of the state, and now they're doing things. It's an AI bug.
Okay. I'm glad we've identified that. It is not anything whatsoever to do with the AI count fix that we were talking about before. I can leave that in the VOD with all confidence. And you can. I think you can still count on the AI count fix giving you a better game for sure.
Yep. And what I would put into your VOD title too is like maybe in a parenthesis or something like that. AI bug found and solved or something like that.
That's a good idea.
So that way people going in are like, God, why is the AI freaking out? And then we get an answer later. You know what I mean?
That it just clumps up.
Good job, Cross.
Nice
well
work,
done, dude.
Cross. Appreciate your help in there. That's huge. Okay, let's go volley fire right here.
Yeah, he's right. I'm looking at the code snippet that he put on there, and nothing kicks it out.
Interesting. Now, you have talked to me before about how it should not be like that isn't a holdover from the old game, because they had extra work they had to do in order to get the old game onto a 64-bit. Right? I mean, they had to rework a bunch of stuff.
Right. So I didn't notice.
For those people who are asking, like, well, this wasn't a problem in the old game. Why is it a problem now? It's like I think that's
because they basically exactly. I'm sorry for talking over you.
Yeah, you got it.
Basically, what it is that they basically had to recode the engine in some ways to get it converted over to 64-bit when beforehand it was 32-bit. Okay.
Yeah.
And they also had to enable multi-threading, and by they we mean NorbSoft. So there are going to be code differences and new bugs introduced because they had to basically recode parts of the engine.
Right. And that would explain why it's happening now and not in the old game.
Now, what Cross is talking about here too, I know for a fact the stack-up issue was not a problem in Classic. The artillery would sometimes move ahead of the column, but I never had the stack-up issue, which means this is which means a new bug has been introduced.
Okay.
And Cross is right. There's nothing in that snippet that kicks it out of its static stance, so it just kind of freezes. Okay, now I feel better.
All right. Carry on.
It was bugging me, dude. I was kind of like, God, why is this happening? You know what I mean?
I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. So we'll have a little firefight over here on our left. They are not attacking in all that much strength over there, but... So, do you think you can hold on the old front? I appear to have one division attacking on mine. We have 2 brigades that we can work with here. I might be able to shift some more troops over to protect your left.
No, sir. I've got more than enough troops to hold this line. Yep, and they're pushing on my left a little bit, but I've got my cavalry in the rear that can plug that gap. We'll be all right.
Stand up from the wall, boys. I'm going to deliver a volley here. Volley. That might be a bug. Volley fire, if you have it off TC, doesn't really work. When you turn it, when you go TC on a unit, the volley fire seems to work.
Oh, that's interesting.
Nah, never mind. Never mind. That ain't right.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. I was a liar. I was wrong.
Fine.
Oops.
Yep. Yeah, you see now the AI is spreading out into a line on my front because it's no longer frozen. Okay, now we're making sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Which means now we got a proper fight. That's good. Okay.
Feels nice. Now, let's go back. Maybe we'll have to bring the video up in order to properly do it. But you remember in the... Okay, our last scenario, we were playing Confederates and not the Union. But the artillery came down the road first like normal. But at no point did the enemy infantry freeze like this. So...
Well, it's because... Yeah, it's because we didn't have units. What I'm thinking this is attached to is that the artillery are under direct threat because we didn't march up on them like I did here.
Here's what I did do, and I'm just going to say it wasn't marching up on them with cavalry like you know, and like kind of running into one another. They marched up on us, and then I moved some skirmishers at their artillery, but their artillery was so far out in front of all of their infantry. Maybe that had something to do with a static state never actually happening to the infantry because the artillery was so far out ahead of it, question mark, because that static state never happened in our last stream.
You know, and it may just be something that doesn't happen all the time. I mean, you know, it could very well be that the AI, because of how our particular battle went and how the forces came into contact with each other, it could just very well be that that state, like this frozen state, didn't turn on. Like it didn't go into this part of the script because the conditions that were needed in the AI code to put it into this state didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, but for context on anybody watching, software bugs can be weird. Like, it happens all the time. You think you got something fixed, and then it happens again. You're like, well, I thought I fixed that. You know what I mean? It could just be, it could be something that's just was hiding under the code that they didn't know about and they missed.
That's one thing I talk about that. It's one of the it's one of the reasons why I talk about how I get nervous trying to fiddle with mods. Is I just know that you're gonna tweak one little thing, or like when I say I just know it, it's like my gut just tells me you're gonna tweak one little thing, and it's going to bug out something else, and then you're gonna have to go fix that thing, and it's gonna bug out something else, and it's gonna be like whack-a-mole, right?
I don't blame you in terms. I don't blame you in terms of like if a mod is going in there and changing core functions rather than like a gameplay mod like Turning Point does. I wouldn't blame you if it was going in there and changing like straight up core mechanics and really getting into it, you know. Something like this though with Turning Point, you wouldn't have to worry about that because I'm not changing any scripts.
Right.
But if you change a script, you know what I mean?
Right.
Oh! Okay, so Cross is saying here, so it likely happened like this. Artillery deployed in front, you attacked the artillery. I see. You attacked the artillery and came close enough to put them in an attack stance. You pulled back before they could engage, and the artillery moved and ran off, but they didn't get to engage and change states.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so basically the conditions didn't happen for the AI to be able to kick itself out.
I you know, I feel satisfied. I feel like we've kind of got our explanation.
Yeah. To answer Ethan's question because he asked, I don't know, Ethan. To be honest with you, I know that NorbSoft, the team is working on some. They've been working. They've been kind of cooking in the background, is my understanding, on some other features. Until they do that, I don't know if this is a priority or not.
I wouldn't bet on it. Is what I would say. I wouldn't bet on it. However, there is one guy I know who is passionate about trying to get in and hotfix, and who wants to try and get in and fix any issues. I'll mention his name, Biondo. He still tries to kind of stay on top of it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Isn't
perhaps
Biondo?
he ends up
Isn't
seeing this
Biondo?
and looking at it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bank. I was talking over you again, man. I apologize.
You're good. You're good. 100%. All right, we're doing pretty good over here.
Isn't Biondo part of the team though, like the actual team?
Here's something that I don't know who's on the team officially. I think he is. I think he handles some things for NorbSoftDev. I'm not sure. It's been years now since they released the game. But I'm not sure.
Because I'm pretty sure that anybody in the Discord that's like green is part of the actual team.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, he's the guy that I would say is likely to see this and be in a position to either do something about it himself or, has contact with the guys who can do something about it.
Right. Now, I talk to him often. I'll bring it up to him.
Advance. That's really interesting. Very glad to have you in here, Cross. That's helpful as ever, man. Got a really interesting battle here.
Yeah, he answered the artillery question for us last time, so actually,
right?
I actually really appreciate him being in here.
I second that emotion. All right, we got a lot of Rebs pushing your front down on the right flank at least.
Yeah, man, I'm having some issues cracking this position open. I'm probably going to have to transition to the defensive.
I think you're going to have to pull back into the defensive.
Yeah. We are in agreement.
I think we have to keep this artillery position where it is.
Yeah.
And probably just defend around it. You can use that stone wall, you can use the woods to your south there.
Yep. Because now they're kicked out of that frozen state.
Now they're playing. Now they're fighting.
They're giving me a pretty good one too. I couldn't crack it. I was like, oh, come on. You know?
I thought that brigade around the right flank might be able to do it.
Yeah, but as soon as I made contact with them, they all just kind of knocked it off, got into line, and actually started fighting.
They're way out on the left. Let's do something with that. Let's go ahead and let's have these boys.
Okay, see, now we got to fight.
Now it's happening. Now it's happening. All right, everybody, if you were checked out of the stream before, check back in now. We got ourselves a battle. All right, we're driving them a little bit up here on my end. I think I'll be able to handle this on this side. Again, I have as many as 2 brigades I can send your way, so.
No, you're good. I'd rather you have all that on hand. I mean, but then again, you're the guy in command. It's your call, brother.
Well, since you said so. I am going to send 1 brigade to support you from Cypher's division. He's going to be prepared in assault columns. You'll see him come up. He'll be to the northwest left of the big artillery battery. You'll see him coming up there.
Okay.
I will use him. Alright, we're going to take 100 men. Okay, the rest of
Man, that cavalry got right up in the grill here. He just went right into the woods.
back to the wall, gentlemen. Back to the wall.
Oh, we got a charge against the cavalry unit over here. Oh, and then they ran. That didn't last very long.
Oh!
And by that, I mean,
take a chance. They tried to take a chance.
Yeah, and then they ran out of there like, no, we don't want to play no more.
No, they didn't.
They didn't want that smoke.
No. We're picking targets. We're picking targets.
Although what I said earlier about the AI settings in an order of battle, one still absolutely a factor.
You think so?
Well, not in what happened, but when it's not in a frozen state like that, how the AI performs against you. Because we can give it an AI count all day, but unless the command and tactical style of that commanding officer unit is a good one, it's still not going to do very well.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my goodness.
Actually, Bank, I'm going to thank you for sending that brigade my way because these boys are having a rough one.
You betcha. They'll be getting there right in time. They're on their way. We can see our whole line now with the flyover camera. This artillery will do wonders for us on this side here, I believe. What I may do is take some of it.
What I would do, though, too, Bank, for your VOD,
What do you
in the
think?
description, I would include a timestamp, a couple different timestamps. One to cross letting us know what happened, and then the second one and then the second time code to the fight proper.
I may just make chapters for it. I may just go ahead and make chapters for it. Regular old chapters.
Yes, indeed. That way, anybody coming on the VOD can just get to what they came here to see. You know what I mean?
No, that will be, I fully expect that will be of interest to players of the game.
Well, all it means is that you and me are the guinea pigs now.
That's right. That's right. Perfecting Remastered. One bug at a time.
Right.
Alright, I got a mason jar. I need beer to refill here. I got to look on your... your battle is probably a little more interesting than mine right now. I'm going to keep the camera pointed at it. I'm going to get up real quick. And I'll be right back.
Okie dokie. This is a problem. Oh, I don't know, Chad. This is... To do.
All right, so I just thought of this. Here's something. Let me grab my glass. So my cavalry ran up on that division that's way up near Hancock in the northwest.
Yeah.
Look at what question marks haven't moved at all.
Yeah, because we haven't knocked them out of the state yet.
So once again, I think we've got our answer on that thing.
I agree.
You want that brigade thrown in to back your left flank out here?
Yeah, probably my left, because that's where the pressure's coming from.
Got it.
And it would let me take that infantry brigade off the front because they're kind of beat up right now.
A little beat up. Okay, why don't you go ahead? I'll pass through. You're going to see them marching up behind your cavalry here pretty soon, too.
Yep, no worries. I'll hold what I got because they are definitely coming into the trees.
Okay, we can't let them just pierce our line over there. Ooh, shit. Ooh, shit.
Oh, you know what?
Hold
Hold on. Matter of fact, I have an idea. If you move that brigade to my extreme left and just keep them sitting tight for a second, wait for the Confederate cavalry and the Confederate forces on that side to commit, and you can flank.
Okay. I don't hate that idea.
And if I just give them a slow fallback here, it'll give you an opportunity when they start coming in.
On my way. Alright. We'll go here. For starters. I just redirected them. Are you just going to stand on the near edge of the woods and let them come to you then?
Yep.
Is that kind of what you're talking about? Okay.
Yep. And if you go to my extreme left, past the cavalry units,
Yep.
you just kind of chill out for a second while I let them come in.
These woods to your north on the far left, that's where I'm going.
Okay, good.
With that.
And it looks like their infantry is starting to come forward here too. So
Okay.
they're coming.
Are you holding? Yeah, you're holding pretty good on those in the woods on the right there. Looks like still. And they're not pushing too hard over there.
No.
I got a battery shooting into those woods, I'm pretty sure. Let's get out a round shot, though. Dummies. So there's something. That happened. Remember the last game where we had to go through and switch everybody to shell?
Yep.
I'm doing that now.
Remember that.
Round shot. Not the most effective.
Well, it is at distance where the shells can't go.
Right. Once you've got guys within, 600, 800 yards.
Yeah. Yeah, somewhere between 600 and 800 yards. Yeah.
Shell's going to help you more. And here we are all along the battlefront, gentlemen.
Actually, we've dang near got a contiguous battle line going on here.
Shit. I'm getting pushed back.
Johnny Reb decided to wake up.
Oh, shit. Alright. Boy. Fresh brigade on the left. We need you. Holy smokes. Richardson's brigade. Rough shape. Whoa, whoa, where are you guys going?
Oh, I guess I held the wood line.
Nice, nice. The irregulars.
This one might take you.
Shit, they've broken my line out here. Son of a gun. Ooh, this is not great. Ah, gosh. Okay. We need to redirect with this brigade here. Come out and attack. Let's just go forward 1,000 yards.
Oh, come on, just hold the line, please, please. It's the artillery that's really starting to rip some stuff up back here in the woods.
Come back and take a look at what you've got going on. What's most interesting over there right now?
Well, I mean, it's more of the same. Mostly just skirmishers on my right flank. Nothing through my center, but they definitely want the woods because they've done several waves with their dismounted cavalry by this point.
Look at them going. Holy smokes.
Like, they just keep going in with the cavalry.
All right, I'm putting together an attack to try to relieve a little pressure. On these shitty troops.
Well, the main thing is taking the pressure off so I can rest and reform my units so I can actually do a counterattack or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This one brigade here of mine that's creeping over into the woods on their right and your left, I'm going to launch them at them.
Okay, do it. It would definitely be appreciated. You know, I might have an opportunity to advance on my center and right, so I think I'm going to do that.
I'm attacking. Yep. Johnson's brigade's going to get in there on your left, and he's going to attack through that open area at the cav. I'll come back and get him, and we'll have him on a all-out attack stance at one point.
Yep.
148 Pennsylvania. We got to get them in here. 25th Ohio sucks. All right, 31st Cav needs to come up.
Are you guys gonna? Is this weak brigade, the punk brigade, actually gonna get some work done? I mean, come on.
I got a punk brigade over here too, man. Shoo. Well, if they had their last division on us, I think we might actually lose.
Oh, if they had that frozen division here,
Yeah.
that's a
Should
good
I go
point.
up and try to unlock them?
Maybe, but then again, you got to consider by the time they got down here and actually added weight to their own attack.
Right.
I mean, at that point, you're like, well, the stream's almost over now.
Good, yeah, good man. Good man. So true.
Although, I think you're right with that other division up there. I think you would have folded already, and then we'd be in a world of hurt.
Yeah. Well, at least we're not in a world of hurt, I guess. Although.
And it's not because we made bad decisions; it's because they just have more strength.
Man, their troops on my end are way better.
Oh yeah. Same over here.
They're just clearing the way.
Trying to advance across the open field down here is like pulling teeth.
Ooh. Here we go. Let's have ourselves a little cavalry melee in the woods, shall we, gentlemen? We shall. We shall. 31st Cavalry of the 4th Brigade. We're going to do this. We need something drastic.
I mean, me attacking in my center is basically the gambit to finally crack it open, you know?
Yeah.
Who's falling back, for God's sake? Who just bailed? Oh. I cannot fight with these troops, Bank.
All right. There you go. How we doing here? All right, 1st Brigade under Couches. Oh God, they got cavalry. Ooh, they are moving us over here. All right. So the AI behaving well here.
You see, they've actually got some weight behind their attack there. You see that?
Yeah, they are some weight. Ooh, buddy, they are turning our left straight up. Probably should have pushed in the center more quickly. We are in trouble because these guys aren't quite going the way that they want to.
And I'll be honest,
let's
Bacon,
wrap around behind this situation right here.
I don't think the right flank is going to be able to move them. I'll be honest. My right, not yours. Oh, see, and then the freaking conscripts.
Ooh, yeah, I've got conscript infantry all over the place. We're gonna have to micro this. Sheesh.
Yeah, gonna have to do it the hard way, huh? Okay.
46th Indiana, broken morale, irregulars. We're getting beat. We're getting beat. How about that?
Well, at least we know how the Union felt against us.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Cavalry won't even hold. They're just barely wheeling. Uneasy, 25th Ohio, 148th Pennsylvania, confident. Canister fire now, gentlemen.
Oh, I don't know, man. Oh, guess I better get up there and support your attack, huh?
Sure. Sure. Johnson's brigade out here. Launching himself into the attack. Woo, we got a hell of a battlefield on this end, man. Hell of a battlefield.
Man, these poor conscripts, they can't shoot for nothing, man. They're just getting gunned down by this enemy unit up there. Oh.
Might be able to sweep them over here. It's a real maybe. One thing that's interesting is I've got an entire stone wall over here that bends back at a 90.
Oh, yes, you've got... Oh, yeah, you might...
I might be able to turn this into a little hornet's nest thing.
Yeah, but if we refuse it like that, they're into the rear.
You're right. You're not wrong. We're still hanging on out there in the woods. It's getting tight. Coming up on midnight, coming up on 3 hours in the stream.
Near target. Come on.
So, here's one that I think is important to just talk to people about.
What's that?
And that is, let's take a look at this attack over here. So I've got a brigade over there on the left, the one that's running a lot.
Yeah.
They are like conscript level across the board pretty much. Or irregulars, maybe some militia. And they have probably a total still of 2,000 combat effectives. But there is that little lightning bolt above their brigade commander indicating that they're in trouble, you know?
Yeah.
So they've only lost like 320 or 330 so men.
That's quite a few guys.
And they're already in trouble. And so, but what I would say is that somebody who is looking at that, who's not used to the historical, how would you say, the realistic way in which conscript level green soldiers reacted to combat, and don't know a whole lot about that, would be frustrated because a brigade of 2,300 men is ready to stop fighting after only losing 330 of its men.
Mm-hmm.
Like, on the face of it, yeah, I hear you. I hear how frustrated you are.
Oh, sure.
But to a brigade filled with greenhorns, losing one
We've done this before.
You know, none of whom have done it before. That's what you're talking about. It's conscript level greenhorn infantry. And when you lose 1 in 10 or 1 in, what would it be? 330 out of 2,300 would be something like 1 in every 9 almost faces aren't there anymore or whatever, or are badly wounded. A bunch of greenhorns aren't used to that. They're not used to that at all. So
yeah, so what? Do you know what the starting strength of that brigade was?
2,300 men.
Yeah. So if we go, and they've lost how many?
330.
Okay, so we go 23. Yeah, so we go 300 divided by 2300, no, 330. Yep, 14% of their friends are no longer in the formation.
Or they're, you know, all fucked up. That is...
Plus, to reinforce what you're saying a little bit, with the first Bull Run, really all it took for the entire Union force under McDowell to run off was basically a couple brigades just decide they'd had enough, and then the whole army gets out.
Yeah. And everybody sees that happen like, well, if they're taking off, we're done too. Bye-bye.
Yep. And another good example in terms of Bull Run 2 is that you had, what, about 50,000 combined troops that day between both sides?
Yeah.
But you only had... But you only had, if I remember correctly, about 6,000 casualties combined.
Right. Exactly.
Which was a lot for like up to that point in American experience of warfare. That was a lot, but compared to the rest of the war, it wasn't. It's because these green troops, they can't shoot, like, not very well. They're maybe getting one round a minute out because it's combat. This is new. You know what I mean? There's a lot that goes
trouble
into
loading their rifles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
Or, as what's his name, Kilrain talks about in Gettysburg.
They
load and they load and they load.
Never fired a shot. Yeah, some of them never fired a shot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you're right. For people who aren't really used to this, you're like, oh, come on. It's like, nah, man.
Come on. Like, how are you guys already kind of out of the fight? Well, welcome to commanding a rookie unit.
They can't stand up. Like there was a couple of times. Yeah.
That's why you would see them a lot of the time be held back, I think, in reserve. I think you would see that plenty of the time. You wouldn't put those troops right up on the front.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, I mean, like put yourself in their shoes. You come in, you've never done this before. You're thinking in your head that warfare is like some kind of adventure or something, which they did.
Right.
And then you're all of a sudden confronted with the brutal reality of it. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Couch over here, okay.
And then some of the regiments, like out of 23, like 14% of 2,300 men is gone.
For somebody who is not used to dealing with loss, even though they understand what they've gotten themselves into, when it's actually happening in a combat environment.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yep. If you're not used to it, man, it's a shock. It's a shock.
Okay. I think we're actually doing pretty good here with our regulars and seasoned infantry. Oh, beautiful. This is going well. This is going splendidly.
Well, this brigade is still kind of beat up, but that's okay. Okay.
You don't have to keep attacking in the center and the right. But it's good. You're getting Daniel's brigade kind of rested up.
Well, he's ready to go back in now.
my troops under Johnson out here are getting...
Yeah, go ahead and pull Johnson back. You can probably let him out for a second, let him recoup.
He's only lost 117 right here. He's fine. I'll put him on a defend. Just, again, kind of relieving some pressure and let you rest a little bit. Way to move that firing line forward over here on the right. God, these are some bloody woods out here.
Bro, I started out with like 9,400. I've taken almost 2,000 casualties.
Where are we at now? Okay. 2,700 total casualties on our side right now.
The bulk of it is me.
Yep. You've been in some hard damn fighting over there.
Matter of fact, you're only 900 of that number.
That's right. Okay, I've managed to put a stop to what they were doing before. We're still fighting them bit by bit.
I don't know, Bang. This is gonna be a long fight, dude.
I agree. I'm starting to get tired. Yeah, this would be a very long battle. I mean, it's only noon.
Mm-hmm. This thing is far from over, man.
Yeah, I agree.
There's so much more.
Oh, it's past midnight right now? Holy smokes. We might have to wrap it on that, guys. I hate to do it. I think it was... honestly, I feel good about this stream because of what we were able to kind of discover, uncover, reveal, and then fix a little bit there.
No, I agree.
I think that's a good thing. I have a pretty distinct feeling that if we were to continue fighting this one, that the Yankees might actually end up on the losing end here.
Yeah, I think we would. I think we would.
It appears as though the AI Rebs might have gotten the best of us even after their lockup clump in the very beginning there. How about that? Game? Just shoving it right back in our face, perhaps, there.
Oh, you think we're done?
Oh,
and then
you
they come
think
in.
we're done?
Yes.
How about this? And we do it without our 3rd division, which is still acting dumb up on the other.
Right, corner. Exactly. It's like, hey, I'll do it with one hand tied behind my back. That's literally what this is.
AI. I'm going to wag at the finger at the AI. That's fun, though. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I think we're probably going to go ahead and call it on that. It's too much fun. Again, I hate leaving at that juncture, but we are only human, my friends, and I've got to get up early tomorrow morning and get started before the sun rises.
If anything, I do apologize that it took a little bit for this to really get going.
Well, that's a sandbox battle for you, right? That's the way a sandbox battle is going to work out 5 times out of 10 at least. I think especially when you're doing hunt them down. If we were to try to change it, I might try to fine-tune that one for the stream, by the way. Maybe do a thing where the 2 forces are closer together. And
yeah, I would do something like an attack and defend scenario or line of sight.
Yeah, line of sight was what I was thinking next. So that we can just kind of march at each other and have ourselves a battle. Maybe some of that AI sticking will not happen because they can already see us or something, you know?
Yeah.
So I think maybe we may try that on the next playthrough with the sandboxes, not do hunt them down, but do something different like we were talking about right there where we're doing line of sight or attack or defense. So I'll look forward to that.
Well, you know, and
go ahead.
I do agree. I do agree on the outcome of the battle because, man, I think with that other division they have in the Northwest, I think they might have had us outnumbered by about 5,000.
It seems that way. Seems like they might have had an extra division or brigade that would have folded in from the northwest and basically surrounded us. They would have forced us to retreat south, I'm pretty sure, and off of the battle space. That's what it seems like to me.
I think ultimately we lose.
I think we lose this one tonight, guys, against the AI to boot. It's quite all right. It's quite all right. Thank you for everyone jumping into the chat tonight. Thank you for Cross being with us, especially you. I will name drop one more time, brother. And then, of course, if you support the channel, if you love this content, if you enjoy, click the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new, consider becoming a member for as little as $2 or $5 a month, and I would appreciate you doing that for us here. I am Bank60s. This is Alternate History Gaming. Scourge of War remastered tonight, and we'll do it again next week, most likely with ground attendance. We'll have to check. He's busy.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys on the next one.